and welcome to the Wayfaring Panda. I'm Annette. Today I'm participating in the Mix It Up Monday Hop, which is a social media hop where we share projects that mix it up. And it's a hop that's a collaboration between Anna from Peacecraft Love and Kimberly from I'd Rather Be Scrapbooking, but anyone is welcome to play along. We post the inspiration sketch on the last Monday of the month, and then the hop takes place on the second Monday of the month. The idea is to take a traditional scrapbook layout and change it up by using mixed media, which could be ink, sewing, paint, gesso, anything you want to use. So today I'm going to be using some embellishment mousse with a stencil. So first I'm laying out all my different things, and we're using a sketch that was found on Pinterest, and this was made by Inspired Blueprints. I have the sketch over on the right hand side so you can see it. And this one I actually turned on its side because the photos I'm using are horizontal and the sketch showed vertical photos. So I just kind of laid it out, and I'm using a pencil to mark where I'm going to be doing my mixed media. The stencil I'm using is from Simple Stories, and it's called Aztec, which I thought would go great with my picture since I'm working on my Mexican scrapbook. And so the pictures I have come from the Capitol building in Mexico City. I'm just taping it down with my painter's tape, and I'm trying to reuse my painter's tape so it didn't hold it down too well. And I'm using some Nuvo embellishment mousse, when this is called the Red Fusion. I do like this, but it does dry really quick, so I do keep press and seal on it to help it. But this is kind of old, so it is getting a little hard. So I do have to work with it quite a bit with my spatula to get it to go over the stencil. Now, the embellishment mousse is usually a little bit harder than some different kinds of gels, but when it's fresh, it does go on a lot easier than it is today. But I'm trying to use it all up since it's getting almost too hard to use. I decided to use this stencil because it reminds me a lot of the decorations in Mexico, and also I wanted to use the red because, first of all, the pictures that I have, the Capitol are red, and red is one of the colors in the Mexican flag. Now, the pictures, I don't remember the details about it because it's been sometime, probably about 2018 maybe. I forgot what year I went to Mexico. Anyway, it's been a while, so I don't remember the details of the tour, but it seems like this room that they showed us is their Congress or whatever, but I think it was a replica of it or of the historical Congress. I'm not sure. But anyway, I don't think this is where they actually convened. Now that my mousse has dried, I'm getting ready to put the other elements on my page. Now, the main paper, the white one in the background, I used mixed media. You could probably have used regular scrapbook paper since the mousse really didn't get the paper that wet. Now, if you have mousse that's more wet than what I had, you probably have to let it dry longer. This didn't take long to dry since it was kind of hard to start with. The paper I'm using is from Echo Park, but it's from an old set, which is called Wild West, and I thought it went along with the colors and kind of look a little bit Mexican. So I just cut those in rectangle strips like the picture shows in the sketch, although I think mine is probably not as wide, so I put my papers a little bit further apart instead of overlapping as much since the papers aren't as wide. And I was just using scraps, so that's why I didn't cut them as big. I'm also using my eraser to erase the pencil marks that I had on my paper. Then I figured out where I'm going to put everything. I'm just using my Scotch ATG gun to attach my paper strips to my scrapbook layout. You could also use any other acid-free double-sided tape, or you could use glue. I mounted my photos on some black cardstock, and these are 4x6 photos. And I just use these photo squares, or sometimes they're called photo splits. I use that to attach my photo to the mat, and then I use that also on the mat to attach to my page. So you just want to use whatever you want. You could use tape or glue also for your photos, but you want to make sure that you're using acid-free. And I wouldn't put glue directly on the photos, but you could put it on the mat. I'm just leaving enough space to put washi tape on. As in the Scotch, it looks like a washi tape. And this is just some I got free at some convention. So I don't know where it came from. And I'm not really into gold, but it goes good with the carpet. And then I'm using some, I think they're called flares with Mexican symbols. And I'm using that instead of the bow because this one kind of looks like it has a ribbon on it. So I use that in the place of that on the sketch. And I'm trying to decide if I want to use another. I decided to go ahead and use this instead of the flowers, since this is kind of going to be bulky already, so it's going to take up the same amount of room in the photo album if I put 2 flares on as if I just put 1. I do like the look of the flares, but I don't think I'll utilize these much in my photo albums just because they have a lot of dimension. Now, these stickers I got from Creative Memories. May have had it for a while, I can't remember. But, so you probably won't find these, but these are Mexican flags. And the flowers, I don't know if they're flowers from Mexico, but I assume since they're on the sticker page with Mexican ones that they would be. But anyway, I'm decorating those. Now, in the sketch, it doesn't show anything in the corners where I put the flags, but I didn't really like that much white space. Now, this came together pretty quick other than letting the mousse dry, although it dried pretty quick for me since it was already dried out. So sometimes you want to do really fancy pages, but every page doesn't have to be real fancy and time consuming. So that's why I like to do some pages that don't take so much time. Otherwise, it would take forever to get every photo album done. I'll put a list of all the products that I used in the description below. Some of these products were old, so they're no longer available, or they may be things like Creative Memories where they discontinue their things quite often. Some of them will have affiliate links. They don't cost you anything extra to use, but I do get a small commission from any sales that the links generate, and that helps support my YouTube channel and my website. Also, I'll put a link to all the other participants on the hop. Please hop along and see the next person on the hop to get more inspiration on doing mixed media with your scrapbook layouts. Also, if you're not already a subscriber to my channel, I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you're already a subscriber, I want to thank you so much for continuing to support my channel. Thank you, and I hope everyone has a fantastic day.